Thank you for joining us today for our first patient memorial service. We're honoring the anatomical donors to the Willed Body Program here at the Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine. Each year, our college holds this service to remember those who've donated to further the medical education of the next generation of physicians. We hope that this service will convey our gratitude for the impact that your loved one has made.
As Associate Dean of Anatomy and Molecular Medicine, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our donors. Anatomy is an essential portion of medical education that provides an in-depth understanding of the human body. The wealth of knowledge gained through their priceless gift of body donation extends beyond the classroom. These donors served as the medical students' first patients during their gross anatomy course, and for the students, the memory of their first patients will guide them as they care for countless patients yet to come.
I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for taking time to watch the first patient memorial service. Today, we honor these generous individuals who have donated their body to science, and we take a moment to commend them for their sacrifice. When I first interviewed at ACOM, one of the things that drew me to the school was the Willed Body Program. Getting not only the opportunity to work with first patients, but also honor them in a memorial at the end of our semester was heartwarming. The first patients have meant so much to me, and I want to thank them and their families for allowing us to advance our medical careers. Because of these individuals, we exposed ourselves to the intricacies of the human body and visualized what we were learning. I have learned so much from every single patient, and that is an opportunity that I will never forget. I will forever honor their memory and cherish the moments that they shared with us here at ACOM.
To the loved ones of those who generously donated to ACOM's Willed Body Program, I am grateful for the gift that they, and you, their families, have given us to better our education. I cannot explain how meaningful your loved ones' donations have been to my colleagues and me. It's fitting that we affectionately refer to your family members as our first patients. Not only have they helped us to develop an understanding of how our bodies work, but they have also reinforced our great respect for the profession we have chosen and for the people who put their faith in us as future osteopathic physicians. Moreover, their choice to donate their bodies for the sake of our medical education has inspired me to one day donate my own body for the same purpose. ACOM students are fortunate to have the Willed Body Program because not every medical school has one like ours. Some schools are now teaching human anatomy using virtual reality headsets rather than real human bodies, although I'm convinced that there is no substitute for the real thing. This shift in the teaching of anatomy makes your loved one's donations even more significant because there will be many new doctors who have not had the experience that your loved ones made possible for us. Moving forward into our careers, we will not forget that experience, and we will be better doctors thanks to their generosity.
I want to start by giving a very big thank you to all the families and friends of our first patients. I, as well as my entire medical school class, owe an immense amount of gratitude for this opportunity we have been given to learn from your loved ones. I will never forget the very first day that I stepped into the anatomy lab and learned from my first patient, whom I named Gretchen. I immediately could tell that she was an amazing mother, grandmother, and friend with many stories to tell. Her reputation spread throughout the class, and every day we were eager to learn something new from Gretchen. It was amazing to realize how much having our first patients helped us excel in the classroom. Every week in the lab, I would have an aha moment where difficult and confusing topics would just click for me. I am confident that these first patients are going to have a direct and positive impact on all of our patients to come.
To my first patient, peace. That's what I felt when I learned from you, learned about you. Although I never knew you on this side, I feel like you were always right there with us, telling us your story, telling us about the life you lived, the struggles you endured, the fights you fought, and the battles you won. From your body, an abundance of knowledge was grown. Your legacy will live on in eternity. Thank you for giving your body and allowing us to learn about each and every little part of it. Thank you for teaching us that there's more than meets the eye, and everything is not always what it seems. Thank you for providing a safe place in the world where everything stops for even just a moment. And in that moment, there is peace.
We cannot thank you enough for your family members and their contribution to our medical education. In an intimate way, they provided us with lessons that will serve generations of future patients we will help as physicians. They will forever be our first patients, cherished for their selfless dedication to furthering our medical knowledge. Your family member made a gift not only to our medical education, but also to our lives. They touched each of us in a way that we could only experience through our relationships with your loved ones. Thank you for the sacrifice you made as well, and for your fortitude and courage in this process. I can only imagine the emotions you may feel about all of this. When I first met your loved one, I was nervous. I could never have fathomed what excellent, exquisite teachers each of them would be, or how close we would become during the months of our education. Each time I would be with them, I could not stop thinking about how amazing it is that we can learn so much from them, and how there is no better way to learn about the incredible intricacies of the human body. We will carry the memory of your loved ones into every interaction we will ever have with every patient we meet. Their memory lives on with you and yours, but with us too. We have unlimited respect and esteem for them for making the conscious decision to dedicate themselves to the betterment of our world, and to have done so by giving the most incredible gift, which is themselves. Whether we become neurosurgeons, oncologists, family medicine physicians, emergency medicine physicians, and so on, we will always think back to our time with your family.
It's difficult to put into words just how grateful I am for the opportunity to have your loved one as my first patient. I guess the first words that come to mind are thank you. Thank you for the opportunity of a lifetime. Thank you for you and your loved one's sacrifice. I know this wasn't an easy decision to make, and I am eternally grateful. This selfless act has led me and many others on a road of education with the goal of bettering future generations. I will never forget my first patient and the sacrifice they, as well as their families, so nobly endured. In a way, they're a part of me now, a special piece of my journey that I will hold close forever. That special piece akin to a gift from a person I had never met before in my life. A gift such as this one is to be treasured and respected. We spent countless hours with them trying our best to honor their sacrifice by learning as much as we could. Believe me when I say that I had the time of my life learning with my first patient. I will do my best to honor their sacrifice and their memory in the future as a physician. From now until forever, we will hold their memory in our minds as we continue our healthcare careers. They are a part of us now, and that is truly immortal. Thank you.
I don't think there are strong enough words I can use to express my gratitude for my first patient. It is because of them and your support that I have gained profound medical knowledge and insight into the wonders of the human body. Trust is typically earned, so to be given my first patient's trust is humbling and a profound act of kindness and compassion. One day, I aspire to be a surgeon, so for this to be my first hands-on experience is a memorable and a momentous time that I will cherish forever. I want to thank you and your loved ones for the incredible opportunity given to me and my colleagues. I promised your loved ones' memory and the lessons they taught me will always live on with me in my everyday practice.
Rhythmically, phasically, the sun sets at the 7th hour and the stars erupt above humanity a few moments afterwards. I couldn't explain why, but everything in life feels like a cycle, coming back to the same truths forever and evermore. When I first met your loved one, the first thing I noticed were spots lining her back. Spots that formed from a summer soleil in the unforgiving southern heat, but nevertheless a warmth that I imagine was enjoyed by this woman lying in front of me. Something that your loved one taught me was the power of persistence. As the clock's hands ticked away and I searched for intricacies of human anatomy, I was almost always overcome with my own sense of lack, the overwhelming feeling of never finding the right thing, of the human body being a mystery I was never equipped to solve. But in these moments, your loved one silently spoke to me in a language more powerful than words. She gently urged me to persist, to keep seeking, to not let my own head get to me, and like it was meant to be, I always ended up finding an answer to my curiosities. Reflecting on my time with your loved one, I recall learning every bit of musculature on her hands, the same hands that swung children up to the sky and made meals for friends on Saturday nights, the hands that interlaced themselves with those of her loved ones and skipped rocks on lakes when she was young. It dawns on me that with every life she must have touched, her life continues to give so much. Every single patient that I encounter will be treated with the foundation of knowledge that she has gifted to me. During her life, she impacted everybody around her, and just as the seasons follow each other without fail, just as the sun sets at the 7th hour and the stars erupt above humanity a few moments afterward, her life will cyclically and never-endingly impact me.
I'd like to share a story that I've never shared with anyone up until this moment. Last semester felt like I was running a marathon. Feelings of self-doubt would creep in, causing me to question my abilities and whether I even belonged here. I remember being in the thick of it, feeling extremely overwhelmed one evening, and I walked up to the first patient memorial. I broke down. I broke down not because I was stressed, but because I was deeply touched. As I walked through the memorial and read through the names, it had suddenly hit me. Our first patients had performed a truly powerful gesture. If someone whom I had never met could believe in me, who am I to not believe in myself? That truly touched me. I went home that evening with a fire in my heart to do my utmost best. To this day, anytime I struggle with those feelings of self-doubt, I remember our first patients. The impact our first patients have had on me has not only been educational, but also a mentally empowering one. And for that, I give them my utmost thanks.
Thank you for this meaningful opportunity. The gift that these patients have bestowed upon us will impact us throughout our careers. I know nothing of these patients' memories or loved ones other than their generosity and compassion for others because of this gift. A critical aspect of medicine is the study of anatomy, but even more critical than studying anatomy is understanding that a physician's role goes beyond physical care and incorporates both emotional and mental aspects of patient care. The anatomy lab and the work done with the first patients gave us an opportunity to confront mortality and consider the meaning of our pursuits in medicine. These first patients signify the ability of medical students to learn and ultimately heal our future patients. Please take solace in the care and valuable lessons provided by their generosity. I truly appreciate and am honored by this selfless blessing and will aspire to carry on their honor throughout my career.
When I think about the impact that my first patient made on me, immediately I think about the immense amount of knowledge they shared with me through their gift. Because of their gift, I had the opportunity to have the intricacies of the human body presented in a way that no lecture or textbook could ever explain it. While this knowledge will continue to guide and inform my decisions throughout the rest of my career, anatomical lessons were not the most important lessons my first patient taught me. While never speaking to my first patient, I learned about generosity and selflessness as her final gift educated medical students. I learned about bravery through making her final wish an unparalleled donation to people that she did not know. I learned about hope through her gift that inspired many young medical professionals and helped shape the start of new careers. When reflecting on my experience with my first patient, I asked myself, what do you do when you receive a gift you cannot repay? Exploring this question, the answer I found that feels most appropriate is a genuine thank you, and then living in a way that honors the intentions of the gift. So first patient, thank you for the gift you have given and the lessons you have taught. I will serve my future patients in a way that honors you and your generosity to me. I will always live in a way that values the lessons that you have taught. Selflessness, bravery, and hope.
I'm deeply honored to speak today at the First Patient Memorial because of how strongly each first patient impacted my education. Here at ACOM, we are deeply honored by the donations made by our first patients. We students are all here in pursuit of a goal that we will one day be able to serve our future patients. To reach that level of capability, we must be well educated in many disciplines of science: molecular biology, genetics, pharmacology, and pathology, just to name a few. These areas of study are all crucial to our understanding of disease, but I believe that anatomy is the fundamental structure that all those other subjects are built upon. We are so incredibly fortunate to have the opportunity to gain a higher understanding of the human body because of the donation of your loved ones. Every time I enter the anatomy lab, I'm reminded of the sacrifice that was made by each one of our first patients. In each lab session, I made it a priority to give my full attention to the lessons being learned. To give anything less than my undivided mindfulness would have been a disservice to our first patients' selfless donations. I can truly say that my understanding of human anatomy is far greater now than it would have been without their contribution. I will grow to be a more effective physician because of what your loved ones did for me, and I am so profoundly thankful for that. Their donation will live on in my service to future patients. Today, we honor our first patients and their families for their willingness to give a gift that will live on to touch the lives of countless patients through the physicians that they took part in forming. With utmost sincerity, thank you.
In 2018, ACOM established a unique memorial to honor our first patients. This granite structure and garden provides a place for students and family members of the donor to visit and reflect as they remember their loved one. Each year, the names of these donors are engraved on the wall as an indelible tribute to their priceless gift. We remember these first patients today and thank them for their lasting impact.